In this tutorial, we will show you how to use the SAP Data Modeler to manually create a new entity. The first step is to open SAP ECC or S/4HANA, log in correctly, and click on the search box. Now type the transaction. This will open the Data Modeler, a tool that allows you to create and define entities, tables, and fields using more user-friendly names instead of the technical names used by SAP. Now, let's go ahead and click the Create button. That'll take us to the screen where we can manually create a new entity. An entity is basically a data model of tables that contains information related to a business process. Let's click on the Entity field to select it. This is where we're going to set the name of the entity we're about to create. Make sure to not use a name already used by another entity, as the system will not allow it. Now let's give our entity a name, for example, a day-to-day business process like sales orders. So we'll go ahead and type in sales_order. Check the tag data box. This function will include the tag values in the data of the sent messages for this entity. Tag 1 equals domain or business process, tag 2 equals SAP instance, tag 3 equals SAP client, and tags 4 and 5 are optional info. Check the tag metadata box to include tag values in the metadata of messages sent from this entity. We recommend selecting both tag data and tag metadata to make it easier to track the information being sent. To configure tag 1, click the match code next to the field. Tag 1 identifies the domain, which represents the SAP business process linked to the entity. Select the option that best fits the business context of the entity. For this example, we will use the order to cache domain. After setting the entity name and tags, let's now assign tables to the entity and define the relationships between them. To do this, click the Build Join option. Click the Insert Table option or use the shortcut Shift plus F1. A pop-up window will appear where you must enter the desired table name. You can also add Z tables and CDS views. For this example, we will use the table VBAK. Type the table name in this window, then click Confirm. You will then see the new added table in the graphical designer. To illustrate how to create relationships between two or more tables, let's add a new table. Click Insert Table. Type VBAP in this window as an example of a table that will be related to VBAK. Click Confirm to add the new table. As you can see, the tables are automatically linked through their key fields. To modify a relationship between tables, form inner join to left outer join. Simply right-click on the relation line between tables and select Left Outer Join. To completely delete the relationship between two tables, right-click on the relation line between tables and select Delete Link. To manually create a relationship between two fields, click and hold on the desired field and drag the cursor to link it to another field. It will be identified with a dotted line and colored points, red and blue, to mark connection points. By drag and dropping, you can generate multiple connections among tables in an entity. Keep in mind that both fields should share the same type for the relation to work. Another way to relate tables is to click on the function Join Conditions. This function will propose the join condition between two selected tables and relate them automatically. Now with the tables correctly related, we can go back to the entity's main configuration. Click Back. Now, let's keep configuring the entity. Select the field, Type of Data. Click on the match code to open the possible options for this field. Select the type of data that the entity will send, either master data, D, or transactional data, T. For this example, we will select transactional data. Click the description field. This section is optional and used to provide a general description of the entity and its contents for internal use. Type sales_order, for example. Now, let's select the number of records this entity will send per request. Click the Number of Records field. Type 100. We recommend setting this value to 100 for optimal performance and stability during data transmission. Click on the EventID checkbox. Check this box if the information being sent requires an EventID to identify the executed event. We recommend enabling this option to ensure traceability and proper event identification. Click Save Customizing. After finishing the entity configuration, use this option to save all changes. Click the Package field. Select the package where the configuration will be stored. In this example, we will use Package Z001, then click on the Save icon. The system will prompt you to provide a Workbench request. This request is required to save the created structures in the SAP system and ensure they are properly transported and version controlled. Select the request and click Confirm. Depending on the size of the entity, saving may take several minutes. Please be patient and do not close SAP during this process. Once complete, you will see that the entity has been saved successfully and is ready to be executed.